Hello everyone. Welcome to this Bold Reports tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to render an RDLC report in your web application using the JavaScript Report Viewer control and bind a data source in a web API controller. RDLC stands for Report Definition Language Client Side. RDLC reports enable users to create and render reports directly within .NET applications, eliminating the need for a report server. RDLC files include layout and data binding logic, allowing dynamic and interactive data presentations. They support viewing local reports using JSON arrays or custom business object collections. Key advantages include no server dependencies, a flexible designer, interactive features like drill-through and sorting, and easy deployment. For this demo, I will add a product-details.rdlc report that I created earlier to the application to render it. Then, I will embed the report viewer control in the application using JavaScript. First, let's create a new folder named ReportViewer.js. Inside the folder, I will create a file named index.html in Visual Studio Code. I will add the basic HTML template from the documentation. Next, we will need to reference the Bold Report Viewer scripts and style sheets to integrate the report viewer into the project. Copy the scripts and style sheet code from the document and add them to the head tag. I have linked the documentation to the video description for your reference. Then, I will initialize the report viewer control in the web application. Let's create a div element that will act as the container for the Bold Report Viewer on the web page. Assign the viewer ID attribute and styles. The ID attribute specifies the unique name for the HTML element. The style attribute adds inline styles to the div element, assigning width and height. Next, let's add a script tag inside the body and implement a JavaScript function to initialize the Bold Report Viewer control in the div element with the ID attribute. The function includes two API parameters. The report service URL specifies the URL of the report service that processes the report, and report path specifies the path to the report file. The report viewer requires a web API service to process report files. There are two options for creating a web API service: ASP.NET Web API and ASP.NET Core Web API. For this demo, I have created an ASP.NET Core Web API service on my local machine. I have linked the video on how to create an ASP.NET Core Web API Services application in the video description for your reference. I will open an ASP.NET Core Web API application and add the product-details.rdlc report under the resources folder. Next, let's bind data sources to the web API controller. To do this, I will create a productlist.cs class file in the application root folder to handle the business object data collection, which will bind the data source to the report. In the class file, I will add necessary using statement and namespaces, and add the necessary data collection code to the class file. To configure a web API service, I will open the report viewer controller file and move on to onInit report option method. Inside the method, I will add the processing mode property with the value of local and add data value collections to the data source value. Here, the name is case-sensitive and should be the same as the data source name in the report definition. The value accepts the list dataset and data table inputs. Once I have updated the files, I'll run the application to generate a URL. This URL will be used in the report service URL property of the JavaScript application. Let's go back to the index.html file. Add the report service URL property and assign a copied URL with the /API/report-viewer, which is the API endpoint for the report viewer service. I will assign RDLC report name to the report path property Now, everything is ready to load the report on the web page. When we run the application, the report viewer loads in the browser. Here, the product details RDLC report has been rendered in the application using JavaScript control. In this video, I have shown you how to render an RDLC report in a web application using JavaScript from the server side. To learn more about Bold Reports, visit boldreports.com. If you don't have a Bold Report subscription, you can try out the platform using the Try It Free option. If you prefer a demo from an expert, select Request Demo to schedule a call. If you found this video useful, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.